What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Teachers After Dark.
Hey, hey.
Today it's just me and Nikki here because some episodes only we can tackle.
And this is no shade to the rest of the
We love y'all, girls. We love y'all.
We're just the subject matter experts.
Right. Like sometimes we record stuff and I'm like, damn, these bitches can't relate. They can't relate to this, so they're not going to give their all because they don't want their husbands hitting them upside their head for talking the shit that we be talking. Anyway, so before we get started, because I already know how some of y'all operate, this episode is probably going to piss some people off. Probably.
When they actually saw the title, they decided that they was going to skip that episode anyway. That's how mad they got.
I don't know. I think because some people hear that title and they immediately think, oh shit, here we go. Two bitter ass divorce bitches talking. But that's actually not what this conversation is about. We're going to talk today about something that I think many women whisper to each other about in their group chats, or they tell their therapist, hey girl, Maisha. They tell their best friends, but they almost never say out loud because society has convinced us that if we admit it, somehow we are selfish. So today we are talking about women who did not stay for the kids. We left for them.
Absolutely. Round of applause for ourselves.
Shout out to y'all and shout out to us.
Because that really is a completely different conversation, because you always hear growing up, like, you got to stay for the kids. Mm-hmm. You got to make it work. Kids need both their parents, and Lord forbid if you have boys. Them boys need they dad. And if you got a girl, then she gonna be for the streets, and she ain't got a daddy to tell her X, Y, and Z. And marriage is hard, so you just gotta push through it. Push through your 50 years of misery, and you gonna be all right. You knew who he was when you got with him. You made your bed. You lay in that shit. But nobody ever says that, okay, after you have created this family that, you thought was eventually going to be good, just in case for some of the people who, you did see a few little red flags that, you thought that they could possibly change. You thought maybe they just weren't mature at that time. But you're here now, you have kids, and are they happy?
Ooh, exactly. I think nobody ever asks things like, is the house peaceful? Is the house peaceful? I can't even talk, I got peace in my mouth. Is the house peaceful? Is the mom okay? Are the kids scared as hell every night? Is everybody in the house walking on eggshells? Because somewhere along the way, people started like measuring successful families by how many adults live in the house, instead of asking what that environment, what the atmosphere in that house actually felt like to those kids.
Oh, girl, you just said a whole mouthful with that, because everybody loves talking about, well, your kid's supposed to have a 2-parent household and all of this type of stuff. But having a 2-parent household and having a healthy 2-parent household is two totally different things.
Okay, not to rock the bitter woman train, but we just left Father's Day and everybody kind of took a little break last week for Father's Day. But you know what Father's Day made me think about last week? Social media. Social media be exhausting as fuck around every holiday, but Father's Day was like, oh.
Okay, so let's just get started, because you said every holiday, so we got to start off.
Okay.
Mother's Day, because we come for the fellas a lot, but I'm gonna say, the extra occurs on every holiday.
We do it extra.
Mother's Day, then the next month we got Father's Day, goddamn Valentine's Day, then Christmas. With everybody writing these goddamn dissertations from people, I'm just, I always got to throw a little education shade in there. You writing these dissertations when you are actually on a 6th grade reading level.
I hate you so bad.
But now all of a sudden,
Chatiana.
Oh, I hate that for some of you people. Chatiana has you feeling like you are the greatest and you know exactly what to say with all of these words that you don't even know how to pronounce.
All these big ass words. I saw literal paragraphs like, I want to thank my amazing husband, my king, my protector, my provider. Meanwhile, you niggas ain't even talked to each other in like 3 days.
The house has been quiet.
Quiet. But let me stop hating.
Because, some of the people going to cancel us.
No,
they'll be like, that's because you don't understand relationships go through ups and downs with that. I still love my man. Oh, okay. Like how you always say, your man just knocked your head between the dishwasher
the washer and the dryer.
But okay, go off, sis.
Girl, your man.
He's your king.
He's your provider and your protector. But I'm saying, like, you got, on Father's Day, you had the women posting Happy Father's Day to the best daddy ever. Then you got the women also posting Happy Father's Day to me, because I'm the mama and the daddy. Then you got those people in the comments fighting over whether women should even say that shit. This happens every single year. You know, they start with the disclaimers a couple of days before. All right, women, tomorrow and Sunday is about us. Don't get on here. I'm like, oh, everybody shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Mute all of y'all pages.
Please. And it's like clockwork, I think. It's just like clockwork.
It really is.
And then meanwhile, it's me, because, you know, it's about me too. I spend Father's Day peacefully. Like, okay, my kids did acknowledge their dad. I sat silently and remembered my dad. But I didn't have to fake anything or force anything. Like, so many women, even some of my friends were like, I gotta get up and let me get this nigga his 2 pumps and a stroke in the morning. Let me fix this nigga a bacon and egg and cheese sandwich. Let me wash his clothes. Let me do all of this shit. I didn't have to do any of that, and it felt good. And I wasn't sitting there pretending like we were one big happy family just because society and social media said that that's what families are supposed to do on that day and what they're supposed to look like on that day. And then it made me realize, like, people spend so much energy trying to protect an image that they forget to protect their peace. I know right now everybody is on, what's that fucking show we all watching? The Polygamist, bitch. Bitch, first of all, what episode you on?
I'm on episode 8.
Okay, let me be quiet, because I'm done. Okay? But you're far enough in the show to understand that this lady was gonna knock out everybody, go to hell or high water to protect an image of her family. And that's where we fuck up.
And it's so crazy because it's like, you are willing to sacrifice your peace. You are willing to sacrifice your health. Sometimes you don't even realize you're willing to sacrifice your kids. All because you want to take these yearly matching outfit family photos.
We're talking about years. You're sacrificing years of peace.
Meanwhile, the rest of us, while you think you posted your picture and bitches is mad.
Bitches is mad.
We looking at your pictures and like, bitches, you are sad.
Bitch, your husband was in my DM yesterday. Your husband was begging to lick my ass.
Your husband wants to put his whole face in my ass.
But that's your man.
Meanwhile, you over here looking haggarty as ever because you are stressed the fuck out. Your blood pressure is high, and he's over here living a fancy life. But okay,
because you protect that image. And we said we were gonna do another episode about how women are PR. For their marriages and their husbands, but we'll talk about that later. But back to that family photo. I think that goes back to the reality of what we're talking about today. Because if we are honest, a lot of us as women were not raised to believe that happiness was even an option for us, right? A lot of women were raised to believe that enduring was, right? Just survive, just tolerate his shit, just keep praying. Oh, I can't fucking hate that shit. Keep forgiving that man. He just a man. Just keep trying. Don't give up on him. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but some of them relationships do not need another fucking prayer.
No, absolutely not.
None of them.
Don't you take your ass to that altar for them people to lay hands on you. Not now, other time.
Now, other time. Your marriage does not need another prayer. Your marriage need a fucking exit strategy, bitch. It's time for you to play ball, bitch.
And let's hold up now.
Okay.
Let's be clear before somebody decides they're going to clip us on TikTok and it's gonna be viral and we the bitter bitches.
Bitter divorce bitches.
We are not saying that the first time you see that man's ass crack that you need to leave.
I'm done.
The first time that he put the damn dirty dish on the counter next to the sink instead of inside of the sink.
Next to the empty sink? The empty sink where the dishes go? Okay. All right.
We're not saying that that's when you need to pack up and be, fuck this. I'm not dealing with this shit. That is not what we're saying.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. All right.
So, okay, ladies, please don't run at the first, sign of a little small inconvenience or a small dispute. That's not what we're saying. We know marriage is hard. Relationships require work. People have disagreements. And what somebody tell me yesterday, people go through seasons. I hate that shit too. But we understand that is life, right? But what we are talking about, those relationships where every day feels heavy. Every day feels like a chore. When you dread hearing the fucking garage door open because he finna walk through the door. when he sends you a text message and you see his name pop up on your screen, your whole stomach tightens up and shit, right? When your kids already know, oh, daddy in one of his moods, or oh, shit, mama finna start crying again.
Mama in the closet.
Mama in the closet crying and praying. She in the prayer closet. That's different. That's different.
And, talking about the kids, where the kids is looking at these moods, y'all, these kids know way more than we give them credit for.
As educators.
They know this at early ages. So while y'all in there hooting and hollering, cussing each other out and doing all of this type of stuff, you think, oh, well, the kids in their room, they good. They watching cartoons. They all right. Oh, he sleep. He go to bed at 8:30.
He sleep hard.
He been sleep. Baby, that child been up. He done listened to the whole argument. Then you putting your child in a position to have anxiety because he in there rocking because he don't know how far is this going to go tonight. They know what's going on. They recognize that, oh, last night it was an argument. This morning, mama not smiling. Daddy not talking. They notice when, well, dang, why ain't nobody sitting at the dinner table today? Mama always cook on this day. Why we didn't ate pizza for 4 days? They recognize.
Did we even eat? Bitch, eat pizza before this was good. Did we even eat at all? And then even like the smallest things, like patterns, like kind of what you just said. The knowing that, like, damn, every day my daddy kissed my mom on her forehead, or they kiss each other, even though we may be like, ew, that's gross, but we know we expect that to happen, and it don't happen. But I think that's because children don't experience homes intellectually, right? Like, as educators, we know that your children do not experience how they live from the lens that we do. They experience your living conditions emotionally, and where their environment, their atmosphere emotionally, right? Think about your childhood. If most adults can go back and think about their childhoods, right? They don't remember every conversation their parents had.
Right.
Because sometimes, like you said, daddy at work on this day, mama at work on this day. They not even talking to each other, right? But they do remember how their home felt. There's an assignment I do at the beginning of the school year when I'm teaching my students about the difference between connotation and denotation, right? And I explain to them that the denotation of a word is the dictionary definition of the word, right? But a connotation is the feelings that you, or the emotions that you associate with the word, right? So we'll write a word on the board. We'll write a word like mom, right? Give me the denotation of the word mom. And they're like, okay, your female birth giver. That's what they'll say. Some shit like that, right? All right, cool, bet. Give me the connotation of the word mom. When you hear the word mom, what are the feelings or the emotions that you associate when you hear the word mom? And so they'll spit out. And I do the same thing for dad. I don't want y'all to think I just don't talk about moms, right? Same thing. Safety, security, unconditional love. They'll just start spouting out all those kind of words, right? So your kids remember the feeling of their homes. So they'll say, I remember our house is always loud. I remember everybody laughing, having a good time. I remember always feeling nervous. I remember always hiding in my room. I remember never knowing what mood mama or daddy was going to be in. And that is what sticks with these kids.
That is so true. And because when you think about it, if you ask kids to describe, or let me not say kids, if you even ask adults to describe, like, what was your childhood like? They don't start off by telling you, oh, well, my childhood, we did this on my birthday and we took a vacation here every year. Those are the things that adults think about.
Yeah.
We think that we're making these grand memories in those moments, but the kids are going to actually say, like, oh, I describe my household as peaceful, or I describe my household as chaotic. I describe it as nervous. They're not going back to all of these grand performances that you think that you were putting on that's giving them this great lifestyle. That is not what's coming up in their memory. What's coming up in their memory is what led us to here. You're saying that, yes, we took a family vacation every year. We did this and we would go on 7-day trips and all of that. Okay, but you and mama was cussing each other out.
In Italy. We can't even do the niggas in Paris TikTok trend. You niggas in front of the Eiffel Tower fighting.
Y'all was mad there. Everything was an argument.
Yeah. I think that's so true. And that brings me to the question that made me want to even record this episode in the first place. Who decided that children are automatically better off in a household with two parents? Even if one parent is making the entire household fucking miserable, who decided that two was the standard? Because I don't remember voting on that shit. You voted on that shit? I don't remember voting on that shit.
Sure did not. But nobody questions that. And it's just because one of those sayings that people repeat, Stuff like blood is thicker than water, or
please.
everything happens for a reason. People say that so much that nobody ever stops to ask, like, wait a minute, but is this shit really true? And does this apply to every situation?
Ooh, I like that. Every situation.
Does this apply to every situation? And it doesn't. And unfortunately, I hate to go there, but it's them Bible thumpers.
Ooh, they don't like when we talk about them.
That's when it comes in. You know, they love to give you the story of Job. He endured all of this, and I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, hey, I believe before y'all come for me, but I did have a conversation with a family where I said, hey, I don't want to hear shit about Job because that ain't the life that I'm trying to live. I'm not trying to go through 40 years of torture just to say, but look what I gave you now. I damn near died.
You don't care. Because the Lord gave you the strength you needed to endure.
Because look how far you've came. But did I have to go through all of that to get right here? I don't want to hear that. Okay. I'm not going to come for y'all no more.
Okay, all right. I think that's true. Because here is what I think. When we go back to talking about children and who told children and who made the decision that we needed to have two people in a household, children are not counting at this point, especially in 2026, right? Where families are so different. Family structure looks just different. They are not counting the number of adults in their households. They are counting how peaceful their households are. They're counting how much laughter is in our house, how safe is our home, whether they are free enough to be themselves. Can they walk around in they fucking booty shorts and halter tops? Is my mom smiling, right? Can they sleep without hearing doors slamming? And again, that's what today's conversation really is about. It's not about divorce and us being two divorce bitter bitches.
Exactly.
And low-key, it ain't even really about the dads, right? It's about the question that if staying means your children get to grow up watching misery, watching you be miserable, are you really staying for them, or are you staying because leaving scares you? Because those are two completely different reasons. And I think it's time that we start being honest about which one of those it is, right? And I'm going to go back just the other day. I promise you, just the other day. This is another reason that made me say I want to have this conversation. Michelle, my 16-year-old daughter, walked in my room while I was probably laying up half naked in my bed. That my kids just walk in my room because, you know, they don't think I could be doing adult things. They just walk in there. And she just randomly, and she always does this, but like, man, Mom, our house is so peaceful. Like, all my friends always want to come over here because they said our house just feels like a house. It's so peaceful. And I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, that's because I left that nigga. I left your daddy. I ain't gonna say, I don't want to say that. I don't want to be salty, but your life could have been different. Your life would have been different had I not made the decision when you were, I think she was like three or four, to say, I'm not gonna do this shit. Bitch.
You is smart. You get up at 3. You is smart.
I'm not gonna do this.
You was important.
I'm not gonna do this. I'm not.
And that's crazy that you say that, you know, like about the peace. Now, you know, I got a shitload of people at my house that I birthed. So my house is the opposite of peace, but it's the chaos that they actually love.
It's happiness.
And so now all of a sudden I have the house that kids actually want to come to my house. And I'm like, damn, it's already too many of y'all to naturally live here. And more of you want to come, but they're like, it's fun here. Even Michelle says it's fun here.
Michelle loves going over there.
And I'm like, girl, you is crazy because your house is the peace house. Can we switch? So
it's always over there.
Making these decisions for your kids and then seeing what it manifests into is so important. And I feel like that could be a whole episode, what you just said about, you know, you say you're staying for the kids, but really you're staying out of fear. And let's just call that fear out so that you can make informed decisions for yourself and your children.
I'm thinking of a few of our close friends right now who are in the exact situations. And I keep saying, leave. Your kids are grown. Your kid, leave, right? And it's like always, well, it's easy for you to say. I'm like, no, it's not easy for me to. I know, I understand it's hard, but you don't understand what life will be like for you on the other side. What life will be like for you on the other side. But anyway, so let's get into it. Who taught women that staying was the honorable thing to do, even when it was destroying them? Who told women that staying was noble? You know what's crazy, Nikki? I don't think women are born believing that they have to tolerate a nigga's bullshit or tolerate being unhappy. I think we are taught that we have to tolerate unhappiness and tolerate a bunch of bullshit. And it could be being taught little by little by our families, by the church. I'm gonna go back to the, I don't fuck with them people, but by the church, by movies, by TV. Everybody watched the Cosbys and thought that that's what life was supposed to be like. Social media, when we see people get on there and make they fake love and Valentine's Day post, they proclamations to their wife after we know you just cheated on that bitch and drug her through the mud. Matching outfits, so funny looking ass kids. But we're taught these things by the older generations, right? And somewhere along the way, girls start hearing the same message over and over and over and over again. A good woman holds her family together. A good woman holds her man down. A good woman does da-da-da-da-da. And that shit sounds cute. It sounds beautiful, whatever, until you realize that nobody ever asks what specifically that woman is holding together. She could be holding together pieces of shit, and y'all don't care as long as she holding it together and putting it in one little mold, a ball of shit,
and calling it a family. And you know what they really not thinking about too is, what is she sacrificing to keep it together? Because let's be honest, how many women do you know that were praised for how much they endured?
Too many.
Not because they were happy, but just because they endured. And they look at this endurance as a badge of honor. It kind of reminds me of, what was that last year, that couple that was trending where their man was embarrassing her with every sentence that he said, and she was just sitting there like a little bird clapping, talking about, she supported me when my side chick got shot.
Derek Jackson ass. Was that Derek Jackson?
No, the older couple where he told told me that I was ugly and he didn't want me and he didn't, but I went and I prayed in my closet.
I put my prayer cloth around my neck.
And he was like, the side chick had died and I comfort him. And
I remember that.
And you took that information as, I'm a good woman because I said, bitch, you are a bird.
You are a big bird, old bird. But I think about some of the compliments that women get for doing that shit. She stood by that nigga. She stood by her man. She held her family together. She never gave up. She ride or die. Okay, cute. But was she okay? Was she sleeping? Was she anxious? Was she fucking medicated? Did she have to take loads and keep increasing her dosage of Zoloft and magnesium glycinate or whatever fuck you say, or ashwagandha, just to be able to put up with this shit? Did she lose herself? I think that could be a whole nother episode. How many of us lose ourselves mentally, physically, just because we're trying to endure and hold on to everything, right? Did she stop laughing? Like you said earlier, did the kids notice that their mama stopped smiling? Because we're celebrating women surviving things that probably should have ended a long time ago. Like, what the fuck? No, baby, that marriage was trash year one. I tell people all the time, I've said it on the podcast before, number one, we probably should have never gotten married, but I knew I want to say it was year 1 or year 2, we should have cut that shit right then and there. There was no need for us to go another 10 years. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. And you know what's crazy? With us talking about the women who leave and the women who stay, the women who endure get celebrated, but nobody celebrates the woman who leaves.
No, fuck no.
They get called selfish. She was impatient. She gets accused by not only the man, but the family as well. She broke up their family. Meanwhile, nobody asked what was breaking her.
And don't get me started on his bald head ass mama and sister and they side of the family, how they just look at you like you the worst person in the world, because now you sent their liability back to them. I took that nigga off y'all hands. I see. But now I sent y'all little problem back to y'all, and now I'm public enemy number one.
Whoa.
But that's the part, because whenever a woman leaves, people immediately start asking questions like, what happened? Did you try counseling? Did you pray? Did you fight for him? Did you fight for your marriage? And I be sitting there thinking like, where were all these damn questions when I was crying myself to sleep every night, or where the woman was crying herself to sleep every night? Where was all of this concern when that woman was carrying the emotional weight of the whole entire fucking household? And I think something else, let me add this. We talk about motherhood is exhausting, and it is. It's a beautiful thing, but it's fucking exhausting. But imagine having to bear and carry the emotions of 4, 5, 6 fucking people while trying to keep your sanity in check as well.
Exactly.
Nobody on the outside is asking how much does she have to carry.
Whew, girl, you gonna bring a tear to my eye.
Please don't start that shit.
Nobody, and also, you know what? Nobody is asking, how did she even get here? Nobody is evaluating that, like, she actually checked out emotionally, like, 2-3 years ago.
Oof.
No, like, all of this happened before she physically left. Mm-hmm. But the woman is ignored so much because, again, it's all about how much she can endure.
How can she carry?
So you feel like, as long as she carrying that baggage, she good. It don't matter what that baggage feels like to her. So now when all of a sudden she pauses and says, whoa, what the fuck? I am carrying every fucking thing with a whole nother able-bodied
Oh, I'm getting
person.
triggered. Shit.
A whole nother able-bodied person here.
Yes.
I don't want to do that anymore.
I
don't like it. That's what people don't understand. Like, women don't wake up on a Tuesday and be like, you know what? I want
this nigga.
Women don't do that. And then that's another thing that I think that people, they judge actions. I think the norm is what men do. And so I think they think, I don't know what happened. She just decided today we was good.
I paid the bills.
She said she wanted a divorce. This came out of nowhere. I actually think it kind of comes out of nowhere for men. Mm-hmm. Because men are little puppies. You just give a little treat and they're, I just want to go run away. Women don't function like that. Like, it is emotional for us first. And we go through all of these changes before we say, you know what? Now is the time to go.
Fuck this
But
shit.
you have been ignoring my emotions all of this time. So that's why it looks like, damn, she just filed for a divorce on a random
I just came home and it was divorce papers on the counter. I don't know what happened.
And, you know, most women have actually been grieved in a relationship the whole while they're in it.
Ooh. You're fucking triggering me, dog. I've been divorced for 11 years and I'm triggered. I don't want to call that nigga right now and be like, and another thing. But I think you're right, because by the time a lot of women leave, they're not leaving emotionally, right? They did that a long time ago, like you said. It's just now the paperwork is getting caught up. Bitch, now here go the paper on the counter. I know you went to your basketball tournament over the weekend, but when you came back home, I had a little gift for you.
The paperwork caught up. Goddamn, that is a good ass line. Wow, divorce don't start when you file.
No, fuck no.
It don't start when you file. Sometimes divorce starts the first time your partner makes you feel invisible. Ooh. The first time you are not considered. That's when the divorce actually started happening. The first time you voice something and you voiced a concern or belief or something and you were antagonized for it. Oh. The first time you betrayed the trust, and I'm not just talking about like infidelity. No. Because the trust goes in so many levels. The first time you used something that I thought that maybe we were sharing because we were supposed to have this wonderful partnership marriage, and now you've used that against me. You've weaponized my own words against me. That's actually when the divorce process started. And your goofy ass was just sitting there thinking that just because you said, baby, I ain't mean it.
I'm sorry.
Relationships go through this. People that
fuck you and your mama too. Like, I ain't gonna let off a big Shirley ass. Sorry,
your bald
head, mama. But can we talk about? I'm glad you said that. The loneliness inside a relationship, because I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. People assume that being single is what makes people lonely, or being single is a lonely feeling. Baby, no. Being lonely while sharing a bed with somebody, that's a whole different kind of lonely. That's the kind of lonely that messes with your self-esteem, because now you're sitting there asking yourself, why doesn't the person who's supposed to love me, why don't they even see me?
Wow.
I'm laying right next to him, but he see me when it's time for me to tap and roll over and lift my leg up to the side. You see me then, or do you even see me? Do you see me then?
Or is this just now a routine?
It's a wormhole. And in your mind, caveman, man nut, man sleep, man like
man nut, man sleep, man eat, man happy.
Man happy. Woman clean, woman open legs. Like, the fuck?
And what's crazy is society has the audacity to tell you, well, at least you got a man.
Oh, I hate that.
Do you know how many single women? How many single women are out there? Then they hit you with them bullshit ass statistics. Do you know that women outnumber men?
Oh,
and so you should accept all of this bullshit.
No.
Do I? Mm-mm. Do I?
Do I have a man?
Because if I'm making every decision, I'm paying half, or for some, all of the damn deals.
Whoa, hold on, goofies.
Hold on, goofies.
Hold on, goofies. Whoa.
I'm managing the kids. I'm remembering the birthdays. Not only for the people in the house, I got to remember your mama birthday.
Your people birthdays,
I got to remember
yes.
your sister. I got to remember to tell you that you need to do this for your best friend. I'm scheduling the doctor's appointments for the kids and for your ass who don't want to go take care of yourself. But yeah, you wonder why you got a 42-pound belly sitting up in front of you.
Why your dick don't work. You ain't
come-
taking your blood pressure.
You confused about why you only last 36 seconds. And now I gotta, not only do I have to deal with that, now I have to coddle your ass for why you only last 36 seconds. I gotta make you feel good and say, I did come. No, I didn't.
I ain't came in years, nigga. What are we talking about?
Years. I gotta cook. I gotta clean. I gotta be your emotional support person. What's the difference?
And don't start talking about being a married single mom. Man, every time that conversation comes up about married single moms, the men go crazy, the internet goes into shambles, and it's like, y'all know that exists, right?
They don't. That is a real ass thing, because they really think, and this is what I hate, the standard for men is in hell. The bar, is in hell. Because they really think, well, I married her, I go to work, I pay the bills or a bill or however your situation works. I'm in the house with my kids. I did my job.
I come home every night.
I
hate that one.
That's what, at least I'm home every night. You ain't worried about where I am. Then I would prefer for you to not to come home.
And where were you before you came home? Niggas cheat in the daytime too. Niggas cheat at work on their lunch break. Like, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
And, but that's what they go through. And it's like, you're carrying the entire mental load of the family by yourself. And then people have the audacity again to say, don't become a single mom. Bitch, I've been single. I've been a single mom. It's just that I have this piece of paper that says that I have somebody, but I really don't have anybody. And then there's some women who are sitting there possibly listening to this episode and saying, God damn, they just described me.
They talking about me.
No, your homegirl didn't tell your story and call into the podcast. No, she didn't tell us. We just know this is real life, and this is the case for a lot of women. And you know what? In honor of Father's Day, because, let me give y'all a little sprinkle.
Okay.
Some of y'all men are in the same situation.
This is true.
Some of y'all men are in relationships where the woman just shows up and she just said, I popped my pussy for you.
I gave you this kid.
I gave you this kid and I'm good.
Yeah.
And you're now left holding the role as the man and the woman of the house. You are the kid's emotional support. You are the provider, scheduling all of the appointments, doing everything. And she sits. So this is not just a whole man bashing. It goes both ways. However, I will say that.
And you be all right.
For women. And
you be all right, nigga.
You be all right, little nigga.
You be all right, little nigga.
Sis is getting reparations for the women.
Yeah. You be all right. Let's like those women that I gave him custody of his kids. I'm out. I come pick the kids up every other weekend, and sometimes I don't show up. Like,
I wish I could be that bitch.
Just here, take your kids. But that's cool. But let's talk about something that's uncomfortable, because I think that some people confuse commitment with suffering. I'm going to go back to what you said earlier about the enduring, right? They believe the longer you suffer, the more committed you are. Where the fuck did that come from? Since when did being miserable and suffering become proof of loyalty and love? Where the fuck? Who said that shit?
So I honestly think that comes from previous generations.
Okay.
Our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties, all of these old heads. And I think it is shifting now.
Yes.
That we're in modern society. It is shifting. But people are comparing, or they're holding the standard of what a marriage is to women who didn't have choices.
Okay.
And I think men don't even understand that now. Like when you say, well, my grandma, your grandma didn't have a goddamn option. Okay. Yeah. And this is where, okay, now I'm going to get into the little nerd.
I'm going to say, this is your history teacher shit finna kick in. I feel it in my spirit.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
In history, do you not realize that your mama, especially if she was black, could not walk into every single bank and open up a goddamn checking account? Mm-hmm. She could not do that. She could not buy property. Mm-hmm. She could not file for a divorce. Mm-hmm. So Grandma Bertha did not have a choice. She had to accept that there were 3 other damn families in the neighborhood that her man was going to. She had to accept that he was knocking her head off on the 3rd and 4th Sunday, because at that time, Louise down the street was tripping. She didn't have no choice but to accept that. So they didn't have careers. Like, let's look at the statistics. Women are bosses now.
We are.
We outperforming a lot of dudes. And so they can't even understand, like, he's still thinking in this little peon brain mind that, like, I'm a good man. She ain't gonna find another dude like me. Sir. She would actually rather be alone than to find another one like you. Ooh. You think that you are a good man. You think that because society has put the bar in hell. Yeah. So Stan wasn't about being, because I just love Joe Paw Paw. I love Joe Paw Paw so much. She would have lost everything. Yeah. And especially back in those days, people were ultra religious. So she had to go through the possibility of being ostracized in her community. That's like, nah, you can't stay in Naka no more. Now that you didn't divorce the Paw Paw. You can't stay in Tyler, Texas.
Oh, you got to go.
You got to go because now you got the scarlet letter across your chest that you left that man. Yeah. So staying was about survival. And so now we have pivoted into a new era where leaving is about survival.
Oof. Can we? Okay, I like that. Can you write that down? Leaving, whatever, because I want to make that a quote. I like that. And I think this is where y'all know I hate this word. I think this is where we do probably need to give previous generations some grace. Y'all know I hate the word grace. Because like you said, Nikki, they played the hand that they were dealt. A lot of our grandmothers did not have the financial independence or even the legal protections that we have today. It was nothing for me to call up my girl Brenda DeRuin, attorney at law, and be like, hey, bitch, I know he is our son's little league football coach. I know y'all see him as Coach Smith. Come get me unhand this nigga. I'm ready to be unhanded by this nigga, okay? And here's the thing also. Just because they had to stay doesn't mean that we have to glorify staying under every single circumstance, right? I think that we can honor their strength, the strength of our ancestors, the strength of our grandmas, moms, aunties. My mama was a leaver, I ain't gonna hold you. But we can honor their strength without copying every single decision that they make.
Exactly. And I think that is so important too, because I hear people say, like, like I said, Big Mama, she was married to my granddaddy for 52 years. Oh, okay. Was Big Mama happy? Did Big Mama sleep in the same room with your granddad? Did Big Mama act like she was repulsed by that man every time, he talked to her? Or did Big Mama just not have no option? Because those are 2 completely different stories. And I always say, I told you this before, that like I realized some stuff about the older generation with my great aunt. My great aunt was in her 90s when her husband died. And he was like 100. And she said, I could finally be free.
At 95, bitch?
What? What do you mean you could finally be free? And I noticed changes in her at 92. Because, you already know, I got a family along with
your women. Because your grandmother is how old?
My great-grandmother is 102.
And y'all still go over there on Sundays for dinner and shit. Come on, man.
So I remember seeing the change in her. Like, I grew up with her being so very quiet and like reserved. Like, she just, that's her personality. Yeah. My uncle did all of the talking and he was the playful one. Baby, when he died, damn. I'll never forget one day I heard that lady on the phone talking to my great grandmother, cussing, and I called my mom. I said, "Did did you know she cussed? She said, girl, no, can you record it? Because ain't nobody ever heard this.
She got her life back.
She got her life
That's
back.
fucking... Can you imagine enduring until you're 90-something years old just for you to
finally
finally...
dress different.
Come on, bro.
She started wearing pants. All I ever know was her to wear these little ass, homely looking dresses.
Come on, man.
Now you dressed up. And so it made everything make sense. All of the things that she was sacrificing to keep her family together. Her husband wanted her to be a meek and timid woman. So that's the persona that she put on. My auntie was a damn hot girl. I know it. She'd gone on to glory now, but I know it. She was a little hot girl. And he made you sit your ass down.
You had to shrink yourself.
Yes.
And that is one of the things, I'm going off topic a tad bit, but one of the things, like, I love having the daughter that I have and watching her watch me. And we're going to get into that a little later too when our kids are watching, right? But you know how on TikTok you can see, I'm friends with my kids on TikTok and I can see their reposts, right? All of my daughter's reposts are fuck that nigga get money reposts, or bitch don't be a bird reposts, or girl let a man tell you to do what reposts. And so I love that even at 16, she's thinking like, this is what I would hear my mama say. Like, we're talking about breaking of generational curses, and it's like, we're not gonna keep up that shit. But I want to go back to what you were just talking about, because longevity and health are not the same thing, right? A marriage, we know a marriage can last for 40, 50, 60 some years. I see people always like, happy anniversary, 53rd anniversary, da-da-da-da. But that marriage, as long as it has lasted, can still be emotionally unhealthy. Exactly. It could still be abusive as fuck. It could still be miserable as fuck. So people be celebrating anniversaries because they are easy to count. I can count how many fucking years I've been with your miserable ass, right? But nobody celebrates emotional safety because you can't put a number on it.
Wow.
Can you put a number on how many times that man has made you feel safe, has made you feel warm? No, we go back to like what the kids, we said earlier, the kids counting the times that you niggas been slamming doors in the house and yelling at each other and watching mama go outside and put daddy tires on flat. I've done that before. I'm so ashamed to admit that I've done that before, all right? This was in my toxic girl era. But anyway, I'll move on. I digress.
But you know, that's crazy. And that's why I get frustrated too, because people only measure years. They only use years as a measurement of success. That's how they view success, is how high is the number. It doesn't matter how long have actually the both of you hated each other.
Oof. Because we don't give men enough time to talk about how miserable they are, too.
Yep.
Okay. Carry on, my bad.
You know. So that's crazy. Like, oh, I've been married 30 years. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And how long y'all hated each other out of that? How many times were you unaware of where he was when he didn't come home at night? How many times? Were y'all partners? Did y'all laugh together? Did your children feel safe with both of you together?
In the house?
Because now that's another thing. Yes, you could say, yes, my kids are safe. When they with their daddy, they safe. When they with me, they say, oh, okay. But do they feel safe when y'all all riding in the car together? Can y'all take a road trip together and it not be a problem?
Oh, my God.
Did you respect each other? Because if you didn't, what the hell are you celebrating?
What do we celebrate? So what was the quality of them 30 years? We ain't talking about that. I think another thing women struggle with is guilt. We have that bad. We put so much on ourselves. The guilt of leaving, especially when children are involved, right?
You know, pause for a second, because I really do wish that we would take on the mentality when it comes to guilt, because I don't feel like their brains are not programmed that way to put the burden on themselves and feel that level of guilt.
No,
but yet we do.
We do all the time. We'll start asking ourselves shit like, am I ruining my kids' childhood if I leave, right? Will they hate me? Am I taking them away from their father? Am I taking their father away from them? Will they be sitting on the couch of a therapist in 20 years talking about how their mama had them fucked up, blah, blah, blah? and although we're laughing, I think those are heavy questions, because those are things that when I first, even though, like I said, Michelle was 3, the boys were older. When I said, nah, fuck this shit, enough is enough. But I had to go through that because, like you said, we check out long before we make the decision to leave, right? And so in my process where we were separated but still married, you live upstairs, I live downstairs, vice versa, I'm processing all of those things. Like, how is this going to impact my children? How is this going to impact my children? And so you hang on for those hang on to that last little thread as long as you can until you say, fuck that shit, because your children are at the forefront.
Yes.
And it's the guilt that overpowers you.
Yes. And it's that guilt that keeps women stuck for years. It's that same guilt. And it's not because they want to stay. Like, they know I'm not happy. They are aware of that. But it's because that they are terrified that one day their children will say, well, you should have stayed. Because all my friends had their mom and dad. You're scared of all of those things.
But here's another question that nobody is really asking, right? What if your children eventually say to you, I'm glad you left?
Yes.
I'm glad you left, because that happens too, right? Now, it may be when they're a little older or they're grown adults, when they get in their relationships and they can look back and say, I wish my parents had divorced sooner. When I see TikToks of parents or teenagers, especially teenagers, that come across my For You page, and they'll post like, man, I know my mom and dad hate each other. I wish they get this shit over with, wrap this shit up, right? The kids are literally begging their parents to divorce, right? And it's not because they hated their parents, but they knew that living in that tension every day was fucking exhausting. And I don't think the listeners or the society understands that we as educators, when y'all drop them kids off to us, them kids be a ball of nerves at 12, 13, 14 years old because y'all stress them the fuck out. And the only time they can breathe is when they come to our classrooms or we got our own different level of crazy, right? But for once they can, like, their central nervous systems can relax a little bit because ain't no door slamming. Mama ain't cussing daddy out. Daddy ain't cussing mama out. We ain't breaking shit in the house. We're not doing any of that. And kids know that living in that tension every day is fucking exhausting.
It is. Girl, now you just got me thinking about, like, how we are, as teachers, as educators, we are a whole lot more aware of your kids' emotional well-being than you are, because they are trying to protect both of your emotions at home. So then they come to us when hopefully they experience teachers like us where they feel safe, and now they are laying all their burdens down.
Or in the journals. Here we go. I got a quick write on the board, and it's like, I had
to stop that. I was like, this is too heavy.
Yeah.
Now y'all got me where I got to call them
people
on that line. No. But even still, without the journaling, they just, hey, can I stay after class and just talk to you?
And I'll be like, baby, I got my own problems for learning.
Exactly. But now I'm sitting here and I'm holding your hand and I'm telling you, I'm giving you coping mechanisms and all of that. Like, y'all don't realize what you're putting your children through. All you see is the exterior, that they are happy. But now you got to think about, you're only exposed to the exterior because they already feel like y'all got so much going on. I can't even put myself into it. You think that you're being considerate of them, but you are actually making them ball up all of their emotions inside because there is no space for them to have emotion. God. Because they carrying the emotional baggage of you and they daddy.
Grown ass motherfuckers. Oh, shit. This is literally perspective. Because even, like I said, even though I've been divorced for years, it makes you go back and think, was I doing any of this stuff? Was I doing any of this stuff that I'm listening to you right now say that we deal with every day in the classroom?
Because these kids, they notice the changes.
Yeah.
People assume that divorces automatically damage the kids. And that's not the case. Sometimes the biggest change that the kids notice is that, like, my mama sure do laugh a lot now.
Damn.
Dang, she just be happy. We could actually talk in the car ride home now. Because at first she used to tell me, just be quiet because I got to decompress. Please just be quiet.
Because I got to go home and deal with your daddy.
Please just be quiet.
Oh.
We eat dinner together now. I get to talk about what happened at school. We don't hear yelling every night no more. Those are the changes that matter. And people do focus on what are the negative changes from divorce. But no, baby, wherever there's a negative, there's a positive. So yes, you may not get to see your daddy every day and be able to wake up in the middle of the night and go, wake him up and tell him something. However, you now get this. And it's not necessarily even just saying that, like, oh, one parent is bad and the other parent is. Sometimes y'all just not good for each other.
And not good together.
That's just it.
You suck at partnership.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have been fucking having children together.
Exactly. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Players fuck up every day, B.
Players fuck every day. In one of my many child advocacy books that I be reading when I be trying to do this child advocate thing, I read something that stuck with me. And it said, children don't need a perfect childhood. They need a predictable one.
Oh.
And this is when they were talking about just advocating when you have co-parents. It was some chapter. I can't even remember the book that I read. But anyway, think about that. Kids, like you said, they can adapt to divorce, right? And they will adapt to two homes. I remember, like I said, when Michelle was little and the first, couple of weeks of me leaving home or me leaving their father, she would wake up and she was an ultimate daddy's girl. She would just wake up in the middle of the night crying. I want my daddy on me. And one day I said, hey, everybody get downstairs right now. We have a family meeting. It's
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Family meeting.
Boys, get up. Michelle, sit your ass down and say, hey, that nigga gone. He ain't coming back up in this motherfucker. And everybody gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. If I need to pay for therapy, I need to da. But what we not gonna do, you're not gonna wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning crying, talking about you somewhere you want your dad. That nigga over there somewhere sleep peacefully. I gotta go to work. I gotta wake up and get all y'all three together and got to go. We not finna do that. So children can adapt. We have to stop thinking that our kids will not adjust to change. Our kids will not, they won't be able to endure. They won't be able to persevere, right? What kids struggle to adapt to is emotional unpredictability. All right. Yeah. Never knowing who's going to explode, never knowing whether tonight is going to be peaceful or chaotic. And that constant uncertainty is what puts those kids on edge when we see them in the classroom.
Right. And that being on edge actually becomes their norm.
Ooh.
And you don't even realize how much your body is carrying until that peace finally comes.
Woo.
And,
ooh, we got to let that breathe. Because wait a minute.
And wait, even with me just saying that, I'm thinking about when chaos becomes the norm. Mm-hmm. And it also makes me think about in the classroom when we have chaotic children. Those behavior problems. That is their norm.
That's their norm.
So while we're saying, hey, this is supposed to be a peaceful environment for learning, they're not even living in that and living in a peaceful
Because what is peaceful? What do you mean?
They don't know what that looks like. They're used to hearing excessive noise. Mm-hmm. They're used to people disagreeing and yelling at each other. All of this feels normal. Wow. Okay.
That was deep. I fuck with that. You don't realize how much your body is carrying until the peace finally comes. And you know what? We're talking about it from the kids' perspective. Sorry, I'm chewing on this ice. Talking about it from this kids' perspective, but even think about us as adults, right? When we both, you and I both, when that very first day where we didn't have to come home to them, right? And how we knew, like, okay, this is going to be our new normal. It's going to be time for us to adjust. But how peaceful it felt, right? Mm-hmm. Because peace does not always feel like exciting or, whatever, exhilarating. Sometimes it's fucking quiet, bro. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's fucking quiet. And when you have endured, I'm going to keep using that word you said, suffered or endured chaos long enough, quiet, like you said, it feels strange. It's strange to us too. Because it's like, I come home that first week or so after deciding I don't want to do this shit no more. And it's like, wait, I don't see no dirty hamper full of clothes or the clothes sitting on the floor of the hamper, even though the hamper is right there. I don't smell musty nut basketball shorts. I don't have to cook the big piece of chicken to a nigga. Like, fuck.
Girl, that's crazy. Now, look, you triggering me. I'm going back to my flashbacks because I remember, like, even driving home and feeling excited to go home. And it was like, dang, going to work used to be my exciting drive. And driving home used to feel dreadful. Mm-hmm. Now, it's finally reversed.
Yeah.
I'm excited to go home.
Because I got peace.
My heart don't race no more when I press the garage door opener. It don't race anymore.
Or I turn the corner and see your fucking car in the driveway. Fuck.
So chaos no longer lives in my mind. It no longer lives with me emotionally. Man.
I like
Dang,
that.
we done been through some stuff.
We have. We gotta start writing this down because that's the word. Like, people mistake chaos for passion. You talk about like how many times we glorify toxic relationships, right? And we call it passionate. Nigga ain't nothing passionate about that. That shit is fucking toxic and it's fucking chaotic. And you think your instability is excitement. But your nervous system know the difference. These kids' nervous systems know the difference. And we have to really start thinking about that when we talk about love and futures and partnerships, especially when we are modeling this shit for our children.
Right.
And I want to get into something. We probably going to have to pause and come back for a part 2 of this shit. We might end up fucking around doing a part 3. It's so much shit to unpack here. But when we come back on the next part, I want to get into something that I think is the heart of this whole conversation. I know I keep saying this is the part. But people love saying children need 2 parents. But again, what if that's the wrong thing to be asking? What if the better question to be asking is, what kind of home are them 2 possibly dysfunctional ass motherfuckers creating?
Exactly.
And I think that's what we probably need to get into. I'm going to say this. You know, we've been doing our workout thing since the month of June. The whole Teachers After Dark crew have been challenging everybody or each other every day to work out and get their steps in. And remember, in July, we're supposed to start the treadmill incline walking challenge.
Lord, they want to kill me.
We just trying, baby. Nikki is sticking fine, but Nikki don't do no work. Nikki just genetically fine, because Nikki mama fine, Nikki granny fine, everybody in the house is fine, right? But I think this is gonna be a series that we make it 2 or 3 parts that women can hit play, put that treadmill on the 8% incline, and fucking get through that workout.
Okay.
And so I think I'm gonna try to make it like that. Like, let's have some good conversations that our girls can get through with a 45 minute to an hour walk. Or if they just walking around the neighborhood, they just got to get some steps in and move. Because to me, this is therapy. I'm gonna say shout out to Maisha again, girl. I see you tomorrow, and I'm gonna pay you your little funky ass $45 copay. But for those who can't afford it, who just need to have somebody to relate to what they're going through, dog, we relate. Like,
100%.
We've been in the shit. So healing now to me is teaching other women, even if they're older than us, like, hey, you don't have to stay and put up with shit. We got out young.
Exactly. And you know what? I think people always mistake age for knowledge. Just because you are older does not mean that you have more knowledge, and it doesn't always mean that you have more experience. And so a lot of older women would definitely benefit because it's putting a name on the emotions that they feel. It's calling out some of the things like, well, damn, I have been a single mom all this time. The same thing that I say I'm scared of, I actually been doing. It's not natural for me to have the burdens of the whole house.
Oof.
It's not natural for my kids to be nervous. You wondering why your baby got ulcers? Oh, because baby's nerves is bad.
Ain't no peace in the house. Baby can't even rest. Okay, so we're gonna pin this one because I didn't even realize we were gonna yap for an hour. But you know, when you get your own personal experiences come in, this is so very much triggering. But we're gonna come back because we're gonna talk about how children don't need 2 parents; they just need a healthy home, and that could look different.
Yes,
they don't have to be 2 dysfunctional ass adults like we was in my house. So anyway, we'll come back on part 2 of the series. We didn't stay for the kids; we left for them. So we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Hey, before y'all go, I wanted to do something that we've never done before. If you're listening to this episode, chances are you found it because we decided to unlock it for a limited time. Normally, y'all know Teachers After Dark is exclusively for our Patreon members, but this conversation felt too important not to share. If you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, just know this is only part 1. Part 2 picks up right where we left off, and trust me, the conversation gets even deeper. Nikki and I talk about Father's Day after divorce, what actually changed after leaving, what children remember most about home, and some of the research that completely changed the way we think about staying for the kids. If this conversation made you think, made you laugh, or even made you disagree, we'd love to have you inside the Teachers After Dark community. We have tons of episodes waiting for you, plus bonus series, blogs, and conversations that never make it to social media. We'll leave the link in the show notes, and hopefully we will see you inside. All right, now, we'll let y'all go.